Have you ever wanted to take your camera underwater? Well, Tess at NAB 2025 met the guy who could make it happen.
Thank you. So we're here with John at Gates, and he's going to talk us through some of the underwater capabilities of a pretty affordable underwater camera, if I'm understanding
this right.
For the
new FX6 underwater housing, yes.
Yeah.
Many of the capabilities you have on land with the FX6 are now available to you underwater. One of them is the autofocus feature. Historically, getting that tack-sharp focus, especially when HD and then 4K and now 8K comes along, all these higher resolutions, it's very difficult to get that tack-sharp focus. Well, the camera now is so good at it that especially underwater, when it can find a subject and track it and stay with it, it's just a game changer. So the FX6 excels at that. Sony has done such a good job, and that translates to underwater for your talent, or if you're shooting a whale or a shrimp or anything in between.
Right.
It can track it and keep it in sharp focus, and that's huge. That's a big deal. As you might imagine, underwater is a light-challenged environment. We lose light as we go down.
Rapidly.
Yes, and we lose color too.
Yeah.
The reason that the water always looks green and blue is because the water is soaking up the reds and the yellows. So the green and blue pass through, and that's what you see. So we lose those reds and yellows very quickly. Now, the Sony cameras have become really good at figuring out those color changes, so you can do a white balance underwater, and suddenly all your colors and everything are right there, as if, it's really, really good.
You don't have to do it in post. It's like it's going to be there in the camera.
Well, you get the best you can in camera, and then when you go to the post, there's very little to do. That's exactly right. But closely associated with that is the fact that now in this light-challenged environment, this camera has a dual sensor or a dual ISO capability. So you can push to the higher ISO rating, and now these low light situations are really not a problem anymore. So you can go, so this is a big deal for us in underwater in these low light situations.
So what even is an underwater housing? You can think of an underwater housing as kind of like a scuba suit for your camera, and get underwater footage while still being able to control the camera and manipulate the settings that you need manipulated. So it's more than just maybe the traditional fish tank on top of a pool that you might see. So what's great about the FX6 is that it has the dual base ISO. So once you're getting underwater to depths where maybe the sunlight isn't quite as bright, you're able to switch to that second base ISO and get even more clear footage from underwater. So to be able to have an underwater housing that fits and is custom to the FX6 is a huge innovation, because now you can take this small and compact cinema camera and get great underwater footage.
There are a gazillion of these FX6s out there being used for the reasons that we're just talking about. All these autofocus, the ND capability, and it's a very affordable camera as well.
Yes.
And the usability, Sony really thinks through the usability of the camera, where the buttons are placed, the industrial design of it. It's very popular.
Oh, I'm assuming shooting only gets harder when you're underwater, and so you want the camera to be as
easy to use.
Easy to use when you're dealing with every other element that's involved.
But that's a really good point. You can set up the camera to be completely automatic. Handles exposure, autofocus. You really could just point and shoot if you wanted to. But if you want to go to the other extreme and have full control of your iris, your ND, your shutter speed, and you want to control your focus yourself, you can do all that as well. So from complete manual control, you have full control of what's going on, to let the camera figure it all out, and anything in between.
Amazing.
One really important piece here is that in collaboration with Sony, the lines between the underwater housing and the camera, those lines get blurred, because we've been working with them to work out how to make this all very functional, very usable for the operator underwater, and again, very affordable. So no, there's really nothing that I can offer in my suite of products that is in that category of affordability and performance together.
And have you personally used the cameras in these conditions?
I have not been out there in the wild with it yet.
Are you tempted?
Oh, I get to play with all the toys. Are you kidding me? We make them, so I get to shoot them, yes.
So fun.
And I have done that for 30 years ago. I've been shooting underwater.
Okay, brag much. Jeez.
So that's another key component of what we do. We are divers, and we know how to design for usability.
Absolutely. Well, John, thank you so much for walking us through.
Pleasure's mine.
What underwater story would you shoot with this setup? Drop it in the comments and follow us. We talk about movies and sometimes interview presidents of underwater housing companies.